An estimated 300,000 sport-related traumatic brain injuries, predominantly concussions, occur annually in the United States.
Among people ages 15 to 24, sports are only second to motor vehicle crashes as the leading cause of traumatic brain injury.
The number of student athletes sustaining concussions may increase unless preventative measures continue to progress.
This is a story of how a concussion can alter someone's life forever. This is Zachary Lysted, a young football player who suffered severe brain trauma from a concussion but returned to play directly after.
In October 2006, Zach hit his head hard after making this tackle. He then returned to the game shortly after an injury timeout.
Had he stopped after his first hit and walked away, we'd have a different story to tell today.
After the game, Zach complained about having a severe headache. He then collapsed and was life-flighted to the hospital, where doctors said he was only minutes to an hour away from dying.
For 9 months, Zach was in a comatose state. He had a bleed on the right and left side of his brain, requiring them to remove bone on each side of his brain, while also removing the blood clot.
Zach was in the hospital for 93 days. Even though his cognitive functions remained, it took him 9 months to learn how to speak again.
I remember crying just to try and get my voice out.
All of this could have been prevented if Zach wasn't pressured into returning to play immediately after such a hard hit.
Sport-related concussions can happen to all ages, ranging from pee-wee to high school to college and even professional athletes, causing many symptoms that can alter and change their life greatly, possibly forever.
Some of these short-term physical symptoms include headaches, nausea, and vomiting, as well as emotional symptoms including depression and suicidal thoughts.
Although these symptoms may go away, there is damage that cannot be seen, leading to long-term effects such as dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and even death.
Players may feel like they are turning their back on the team if they do not return to play, but they are actually doing more damage if they do not follow the return to play guidelines because of these long-term effects.
In the 2011-2012 season, Sidney Crosby was one of the many athletes who returned to play too soon and received a second concussion that could have been prevented.
People say mild concussion, but I don't know if there's really such thing. I think it's a serious thing, and obviously it's frustrating being out, but it's kind of out of my control. All I can do is do the things on my part that give me a chance to come back and play, and it just takes time.
It is essential that each person receiving a concussion knows their limits and does not return to play directly after a blow to the head or too soon following a concussion. We are asking you to be strong and make the pledge.
I pledge not to return early to play following a concussion.
I pledge not to return to play too early following a concussion.
I pledge not to return to play too early following a concussion.
I pledge not to return early to play following a concussion.
I pledge not to return early to play following a concussion.
I pledge not to return to play early following a concussion.
I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge.
Take the pledge and take a stand against returning to play too early following a concussion.